If anyone wants to know how out of hand the cost of living is getting right now, this cost me $75. Normally this would have been like 40 to 50. This was $75 and I didn't even buy any meat.
Recently, I had an opportunity to talk to a couple who lives in New York. I was there on business. And we had a conversation about their rent going up. We know that the cost of living is going up everywhere in this country, but in particular, this couple shared with me that their rent was just raised by $600. They thought that that was a mistake, so they contacted the landlord to ask the question, did you really mean to send us this invoice with the rent $600 more than what it was the month before? And the landlord said, yes, this is real. Because our costs are going up, your costs have to go up too. Listening to this couple tell their story just reminded me that there are millions of people in this country who are facing the same fate. And especially if you live in places like New York or Chicago or places in LA, just all over the country. But the rent is much, much higher in metropolitan areas like the ones I just named. It really made me go back in time to think about a guy who was running for governor in New York in 2010. His name is Jimmy McMillan, and he ran on the rent is too damn high.
Rent is too damn high.
Oh my God, he was so much ahead of his time. He even created the rent is too damn high party. And people didn't understand him. They thought he was being eccentric or flashy or showy, that he wasn't serious. But the foundation that he laid, what he was saying basically is not only the rent is too damn high, but what people have to endure in this country, the working class people, what they have to face on a regular basis is just wrong. He was absolutely right. And the rent is too damn high is very much relevant to what is happening right now. Not only is the rent too damn high, the food is too damn high, the gas is too damn high, everything is too damn high. And we're going to have to deal with it. And the impacts on everyday working people of having the cost of basic goods and services be so high, it puts a pressure on quality of life. According to the Economic Policy Institute, the value of the federal minimum wage is at its lowest point in 66 years. Yet we have leaders in Congress and other levels of government who have a callous indifference to people suffering. On the federal level, we can spend over $800 billion with the B on the military industrial complex, but yet we can't raise the federal minimum wage. The federal minimum wage continues to be $7.25. Everything else is going up. Everything is going up except for the minimum wage. This is cruel and unusual punishment, and we, the people, can't take it. We shouldn't take it. We cannot continue to be complicit in our own demise. That means we must hold these people accountable. As the urban poet Tupac once said, we got money for wars, but we can't feed the poor. And I'm talking about the working poor, because the overwhelming majority of people who are in poverty are working. The term working and poor should not go together, but it does in the United States of America. There are about 140 million people living in poverty. 140 million, either very low wage, low income, or just flat out living in poverty in the United States of America, the wealthiest country on the face of the earth. So what can we do about the rent being too damn high and everything else? We can make a demand. We can push to have our federal leaders in particular do something for the people and not just their owner donors. We need to expand Medicare for all. We need to restore the child tax credit, which did cut childhood poverty in half, only to not be restored, and catapulted those same children and their families back into poverty. Because if the children live in poverty, that means that the mamas and the daddies are living in poverty too. It just doesn't make sense to me. So why did they ever let that expire? Why was it ever temporary in the first place? We need to place a windfall tax on the oil industry. That's it. And stop playing games. And while we're doing that, put policies in place to decrease our dependency on fossil fuels so we don't find ourselves in this same situation 5 years from now or 10 years from now. And last but certainly not least, and this is not an exhaustive list, raise the minimum wage. Raise the minimum wage. Raise the damn minimum wage. I want to know what you think. Let us know. Hit us up. What ideas do you have?